Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to create the CATFISH glass cleaning lockdown build in NBA 2K23 on next gen. And I'm telling y'all, this is actually going to be one of my favorite defensive builds that I'm bringing to y'all this year. Now, the reason why I say that is because we have the potential of getting some of the best Hall of Fame badges that you need to maintain at least a 99 plus when it comes down to certain attributes. Now, as y'all can see from the gameplay, I'm going to be real, this build reminds me of Karl Malone from the Utah Jazz. But when it comes down to the actual making that goes into it, you're not only going to be able to play like him, you're going to be able to play much better than you could have ever expected. So look, with this build, we have a lot of potential. We're going to be able to get 75 plus badges. We're going to be making it exactly at his height of 6'9". But when it comes down to the attributes, we have the potential of a 100 plus 3-point shot, the interior defense, perimeter defense, steal, block with the offensive and both defensive rebound. So yes, every single stat on the defensive end has the potential to hit 99 if you make this build exactly how I bring it to y'all. Now look, before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. Smash that like button, but more so than anything, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and commented down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build. So the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is make sure that we're actually creating it out of the power forward position. Now if you want to, you can make it out of the center position. It all comes down to your personal preference. Today I'm going to go with the power forward. Now, when it comes down to the actual body settings, this is going to be key in order to maintain the defensive stats that I mentioned earlier. So like I said, I'm going to go with the height of 6'9". Now, when it comes down to the weight, I'm actually going to go ahead and lower this to 218. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, I'm going to go ahead and put this to 7'7". Now, honestly, I do think for this build, the best body shape that we can go with is going to be built. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the attributes. And the first area that we're going to start with will be the physicals. Now, when it comes down to the speed, I'm going to go with the 78, 76 acceleration, 71 strength, 75 vertical with an 86 stamina. Now remember, with the Gatorade facility workouts or the gym rat badge, you get a +4 put towards your physicals. So your speed will be in the 80s, same thing for the acceleration. 75 strength is really decent. You can actually upgrade this if you want to. 75 for the vertical, but this has the potential to go to a 79. And the stamina is going to get brought up to a 90. Now this is what we're going to be looking like when it comes down to this area. I'm going to save the defensive best for last. And now from here, let's go ahead and check out the playmaking. Now, when it comes down to this area, I'm going to go with the 76 pass accuracy, 41 ball handle with a 31 speed with the ball. Now, we get 8 badges out of this area, but look, we're still able to get bronze ankle breaker, hyperdrive, and then when it comes down to tier 2, I like bailout, and if you wanted to, you can go with any of the gold badges from tier 1. Now look, this is going to be one of the areas that you need to make sure that you maintain strictly because of the pass accuracy, but I promise y'all it's really going to make up on the shooting and the finishing. And then when it comes down to the defensive end, this is actually going to be the best defensive build that you can possibly make, and that's just my opinion, especially if you're looking to make a build like Karl Malone. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out what we're going to be looking like when it comes down to the shooting. Now for the mid-range shot, I'm going to go with the 71. 82 when it comes down to the 3-pointer as well as the free throw. Now we get 17 badges, and the ones that I'm looking at is Gold Amped, Midi Magician, Gold Space Creator, and then also Hall of Fame Volume Shooter. Now for tier 2, I like Bronze Agent 3 and Green Machine. And then when it comes down to tier 3, Deadeye and Limitless Range are honestly going to be the 2 key badges that I'm looking at. Now this is going to wrap us up when it comes down to this area of the build. From here, I'm going to go ahead and get into the breakdown of the finishing. Now for the close shot, I'm going to go with the 77, 60 driving layup, 80 driving dunk, and then a 70 standing dunk. Now with these 13 badges, I think this is going to be perfect for this build. We get Hall of Fame Giant Slayer, Gold Pro Touch, and then Bronze Slithery out of tier 1. For tier 2, I like Limitless Takeoff as well as Fearless Finisher. Now look, if you do decide to throw extra badges into this build, we'll be able to get Posterizer, and I'm telling y'all, if you do decide to equip this badge and throw extra badges into this area, we're definitely going to be able to get contact dunks. Just a little sneak peek of what this build can actually do on the offensive end. I really did save the best for last, and I'm telling y'all, right now we are only a 79 overall. So what's that going to tell you when it comes down to the defensive end? Let's go ahead and find out for ourselves. So first, I'm going to go ahead and create this part with you. So when it comes down to the interior, I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way up to an 84. Now when it comes down to my perimeter, I'm actually going to max this out at 88. Now for the steal, I really do believe that 90 is going to be perfect. Now when it comes down to the block, go ahead and max this out all the way to 99. Now for the defensive rebound, we're going to do the same exact thing. Throw the rest of your attributes into the offensive rebound. Now you can get this up to an 82, but look, there's a few minor adjustments that you can make in order to get this to where we have 33 badges on the defensive end. Now look, if you want to, I did go ahead and take away 10 attributes when it comes down to the shooting. It's going to make a huge difference, so look, go ahead and throw the remaining attributes into that offensive rebound. And right here we have the potential of 33 badges. Now when it comes down to the actual badges that we unlock, Box Out Beast is definitely going to be overpowered. We get Glove on Silver as well as Post Lockdown. I like Challenger, Clamps, Interceptor, and Chase Stun Artist. And then for tier 3, Anchor, Rebound Chaser, Pogo Stick. This is easily the best defensive build that you can possibly make at the height of 6'9". Now I understand if you do want to make a build with more playmaking, you definitely can do that, but I'm going to be real. This build is going to remind me of the playstyle of Karl Malone. Now I know that he did have some post game with him, but look, we still get that 77 close shot. We're still going to be able to also finish on the inside. The standing dunk is there. The shooting is definitely going to be there. Now for the playmaking, I think we have just enough put towards this area in order to still find success. And the defense is what's really going to hold this build together. So be sure to let me know right now in the comments, what do y'all think about this build so far? Would you make any changes? But from the takeovers, look, we get the sharpshooting, which will give us the potential of a 99 3-pointer when activated. Then we get the lockdown, the rim protecting, and then finally, the glass cleaning. Now for my best interest on this build, and to be more like a catfish first, I would go ahead and pick Limitless Range. Now the second one that I'm considering for the lockdown is going to be Extreme Clamps. For the rim protecting, I would go with Paint Intimidation. And then of course when it comes down to the glass cleaning, I would go with See the Future Takeover. Now let's just go ahead and say that you want to double up on the defensive takeovers. I'm going to go with Paint Intimidation and See the Future. Go about this part however you would like, but let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly together. Now we should be getting these 3 comparisons, and as y'all can see, we have created the Catfish Glass Cleaning Lockdown build in NBA 2K23 on Next Gen, and I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and let me know your opinion on this build. From here, we're going to go ahead and check out the full potential. Now remember, if you do buy your own boost, that's a +5. Run with teammates that do have on floor general on Hall of Fame. And then once you activate your takeover, that's a +10 towards whichever area that you did decide to go through. Now I'm going to leave it like this when it comes down to the making of this build. Let's go ahead and finish up with the badge layout. Now when it comes down to the finishing, we get actually a good amount of badges for this area. I like Back Down Punisher, Giant Slayer, Pro Touch, and then also Slithery for tier 1. Now for tier 2, I'm going to go with Core, Silver Limitless Takeoff, and then Silver Fearless Finisher. Now remember, look, if you do decide to throw extra badges into this area, we're definitely going to be able to equip Posterizer still, so something just to keep in mind. Now for the shooting, I'm going to go with Gold Amped, Space Creator, Hall of Fame Volume Shooter. Then for tier 2, Agent 3, Silver Green Machine, and then Core, Limitless Range on Bronze. Now when it comes down to the offensive end so far, I really do believe that we're going to be able to score just about as good as any build. Now for the playmaking, you can go ahead and pick any badge that you want to go ahead and put on as the core. I'm going to go ahead and put on Bailout, but then when it comes down to the extra remaining 3 badges, I would consider Post Playmaker, or you can even go ahead and put on Special Delivery. This all comes down to your personal preference on this build, but I really do think that Post Playmaker is going to be clutch, or you can even go with Silver Dimer. Now to wrap it up on the defensive end, I'm going to go with Ankle Braces, Box Out Beast, Glove, and Post Lockdown for tier 1. Now for tier 2, I like Challenger, Interceptor, and Chase Down Artist. And then for tier 3, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Anchor, and then Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser. Now be real, y'all. What do you think about this build when it comes down to the badges? Now since we did go with a 99 block as well as the defensive rebound, tier 3 is honestly super overpowered in my opinion. Then we also do get Hall of Fame Chase Down Artists with Box Out Beast. I don't think it could get much better than this when it comes down to having a big man on your team. Now again, I just want to say thank y'all for the support. And if you want to make any adjustments towards this build, go ahead and do so. Now, I have been looking at the comments and some of y'all have been asking, why do I talk like this? Now, if you want me to go ahead and talk like this and be just something that I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm bringing y'all that positive energy every single day that I drop a video. So for those of y'all who are rocking with me, man, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of that rich family. Smash that like button, and more so than anything, comment down TG for thank God, and where you're tuning in from watching today, and I will be hitting y'all back with the response. But with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.